In April 2017, I went back to Europe to check out a less traveled part of the continent, Eastern Europe. I booked the Eastern Road with Contiki, whom I did the European Discovery trip 6 months earlier. I had an idea of what to expect on this trip from the Contiki experience, but I didn't know what people I would meet or things I would experience and remember for the rest of my life. This is the Eastern Road. So day 10 of our Eastern Road trip was going to be a very immense and emotional day. This was the day that we were going to visit Auschwitz. Now, I've been to one concentration camp before, Dachau, which is just outside of Munich, and it was the most powerful place I ever been in my life. And going to Auschwitz, the most infamous Nazi concentration camp, I didn't know how it would affect me and, quite frankly, the rest of our group. So no words can really describe Auschwitz. It's really an indescribable place. When walking the grounds, it just felt like it was evil at its purest form. Like, you can't get more evil than Auschwitz. And in this place, it's a museum as well, where they have lots of personal belongings of people. So they had actual human hair, they had suitcases, mothers brought pots so that they can cook for their families, and people's shoes, and photographs on the wall of the hundreds upon thousands of prisoners who were held at Auschwitz. So going to a place like Auschwitz, where people were denied basic things like food, shelter, clothing, really makes you think that your day-to-day problems are really insignificant. They really are. You might have missed your television show online. You might have, there's a bunch of other problems that you could have experienced. It's really insignificant to what these people had gone through, and it really makes you appreciate what you have and what we really all take for granted, which is food, clothing, shelter, the right to go to work, the right to an education, the right to experience things, live the life the way that you want to live, and travel. These people were held against their will just because of either their orientation, their religious beliefs, their political beliefs, and several years of these lives were cut short or were put on hold for several years. And all our problems that you experience in your day-to-day life is just insignificant, really. So when going to a place like Auschwitz, there's a certain amount of respect that you have to show because millions of people were innocently killed there. They do allow taking photos and video, and while some people may disagree with that, I feel, being a filmmaker, to film and take photos of this place to show other people around the world just the pure evil that this place is, so that it doesn't happen again. And it's great that these sites like Auschwitz and Dachau and other concentration camps are around today, because we could have easily just said we're just gonna remove it, forget about it, but forgetting about it could be born in a different way. So it's a good thing that these are around, and as our tour guide said, I think it was like over 60% of the visitors are young people, and that's great because now we know the carnage of what happened, and so that we don't let it happen again. But for me, taking video and photos, I decided to only take images of the buildings and the grounds. There were quite a few personal items that you could film like pots and pans, people's shoes, people's suitcases, and that. But I decided not to photograph those ones, just of the buildings and the grounds.
We are not too far from the Jasna Monastery. We are in Częstochowa. Yes. Częstochowa, which is the little town we're driving through at the moment. And in the center of that is the Jasna Monastery. Now, this is the third largest Catholic pilgrimage in the entire world. So we've come in, there's not too much traffic, so we think you guys might be okay to be able to see a few things. But yeah, definitely I do recommend heading into the monastery. You guys will see the Black Madonna. You might get a chance to see it, hopefully. Fingers crossed they've opened up that section again. It's in the main section of the monastery. She's also known as the Lady of Częstochowa. So either way, that is their little painting of the Virgin Mary. Now tradition has it that the evangelist Luke, he actually painted the Black Madonna on a table that was made by Jesus Christ. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll stop there, try give you guys about an hour or so. But one of the cool things is, remember how I told you Pope John Paul II, he was the guy that made World Youth Day? He had his 6th ever World Youth Day here in Częstochowa, which is kind of cool. And yeah, he used to come out here all the time to give blessings and things as well. He came out here around 7 or 8 times. Potentially, this could be our last drive all together if there's a couple people who stay at the hotel or miss the coach in the morning. So there's just a few things that we want to do with you guys on this drive. But first, I've thanked you guys heaps because you guys are absolutely awesome. And I think I mentioned on the first day, we go to these cities all the time, but how we enjoy the city all depends on the Contiki family that we're with. And you guys have been absolutely top notch. I can honestly say there's not one person on this coach that I wouldn't want to hang out with outside of work. Maybe Sam. Just kidding, love you, Samuel. But yeah, it's actually quite rare to have a group of this size and genuinely, like, our jobs are fun and we enjoy it, but sometimes it's a bit more stressful, or sometimes you have cliques in the group, and it just, you guys really are a family. And I've noticed that the couple nights I've gone out with you or whatever, you literally are no man left behind. When you go somewhere, you check, make sure everyone's good. You guys look after each other. And that has just made me really, really enjoy the 13 days that I've had with you guys.